It's time to brag, be rich and generous. Brag Radio is co-hosted by best-selling real estate investing author Larry Goins and Kandas. For the next hour, they will show you proven and effective ways you can be successful in real estate. From the WBT studios, the flagship station of the Brag Radio Network, here are your hosts, the rock stars of real estate, Larry and Kandas.
Hola, hello,
What's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm excellent. How about yourself?
Good.
Good
How
to
are
see
all
you.
the
Good to
people?
see you
Like you haven't seen me.
on this glorious Saturday.
Like all the people. I wonder how all the people are doing in
What are you
radio
doing? Are you
land.
working right now? Are you chatting?
I'm always working. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what do you do on your phone so much? I was actually at the office, and they're like, why are you on your phone? I said, because my business, the business that I have to handle for this place, doesn't solely happen on a computer like yours does.
You sound really excited about it. The business I had to handle for this place.
I'm telling you. Sometimes, which is it should be no secret. Success is hard, right?
Listen, if it was easy,
Everybody be doing it.
that's true. Life is not easy, right?
That's why some people aren't doing it very well. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, we're trying to get better, you know?
Well, and that takes more than, for me, it takes more than 40 hours a week, right? Sometimes it takes more than 50 hours a week. And is that ideal? No. Do I make sure that I still spend time with the kids and I'm going to, practices and games and things like that? Yes, of course. But I have to handle stuff on my phone as well as on my computer. And people, I don't want to lump people, but some people in our office don't get that. Like when they're on their phone, they're getting to text, whoever for personal reasons, or they're getting to check Facebook, or they're getting to do personal stuff on a break time, a smoke break or whatever. Well, I don't get that luxury. I have business on my phone. I have business on my computer. I mean,
But
is what it is.
we're both trying to get better.
Right.
I got to tell you, something really got to me a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about we teach all these people. We teach people, and listen, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of students all
Yep.
across the country, even around the world. In the U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Israel, the Philippines, Ireland, Chile, and Denmark.
Right.
All over. And we teach them, and we got many, many, many very successful students, right?
Right.
Now, having said that, I mean, we've done our job, but I mean, I love what I do. I love teaching. I love training. I love
Right.
being in front of people. I
And
love
you
seeing
can
the
tell.
light bulb go off. I get that, but you know what? Somebody told us. Okay, it was one of our coaches, right? Our life coaches
Right.
told us, if you're leading by example, and you and I both work probably 60, 80 hours a week, right?
It's a lot. I don't even keep track.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, he told us the other day, he said, number one, you need to shut off your computer and your phone after 9 p.m. Well, 9 p.m., who's supposed to be working past 9 p.m.?
Bedtime's
But
8.
I'm in the bed by 8:30, So, but also, don't check email on Sundays, right? And I do. But that's something you got to learn. So, guys, I want you to think about it and start first. If you want to learn to be a successful investor, if you want to learn how to flip houses, if you want to become financially independent, if you want to quit your job, right? If you want to quit your job, whatever it is you want to do, you need to start first with what?
Your life vision.
Your life, your personal vision.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself? What do you see spending your time doing?
And we did it, honestly, we've done it backwards. Right?
Yeah, we did. I mean, I want you, Kandas, to be able to create a life vision for you and Matt and your girls, right? For what you want to do, and I want to create a life vision for Pam and I, and my kids,
Right?
So,
what are y'all two laughing about? What are y'all laughing about over there? What's happening?
She showed Chad something.
What's going
different.
on? What is happening?
We're having a moment here.
We're all teaching. We're serious. We're into it, and y'all are giggling over there with passing photos and notes in class. What is happening?
So anyway, I want you to start first with your personal vision. How do you see yourself spending your time if money was not an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
If money was not an issue, right? And we talked a little bit about this a few episodes ago. Anybody that wants to go and listen to archived episodes can
Don't make that mistake like you did last week.
Can go to bragradio.com and listen to archived previously aired episodes
of Brag Radio.
Of Brag Radio. So, anyway, so start with your personal vision. What do you want to do? Do you want to be a missionary? Do you want to help other people? Do you want to volunteer at school? Just so many things.
It's a little bit deeper than that, too. You kind of got to think about why you want to do that. So ask 5 layers of why. If you want to be a missionary, ask why. Is there a certain place that you want to be a missionary? Why? Is there something, that's happened to you? Did somebody lead you to God? And I'm just using missionary as an example because Larry threw it out there. But ask 5 layers of why to get to what it is you're trying to ultimately accomplish for yourself. One of the things that we were taught that was brought up to us is figuring out what you're trying to fulfill subconsciously. If you're wanting to be a missionary, what is it that's happened in your life? When did it happen in your life that makes you want to do this? And then using that just as the vehicle to accomplish ultimately whatever using that as the vehicle to accomplish what the real goal is. And you may find out that you could accomplish that goal a lot sooner than just becoming a missionary with smaller steps, like getting involved in your communities and things like that.
Right, but it's all about how do you want to spend your time.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend your time sitting on the beach? Do you want to be in the mountains? Do you want to travel around the country, around the world?
And guys, I'll tell you that it seems easier, well, from my perspective, because we've kind of done this backwards, having to back up and establish a life vision when we have so much going on is hard. It is not going to be easy because you got to rearrange stuff. You've got to make sure to keep boundaries in place where you set boundaries. And it's almost like taking somebody green and training them on real estate versus bringing a real estate agent or something in the office to train them. Sometimes you got bad habits that you got to break if you bring somebody that's experienced in instead of just starting with somebody that's green and teaching them what you want them to do, right? Same thing. We've had to relearn some things that weren't in place initially for us. So putting those boundaries in place for me has been extremely hard when they haven't been there before.
And that's true. And it's so easy for us, or for me. I want to do it all.
I'm very well aware.
But you know what? I got a book recently, right, that one of our coaches recommended, The One Thing.
Great book.
I was listening to it this morning on the way back from Milwaukee or
and
wherever it was.
You know what I thought about? Because I read it last month. And we were supposed to read this book. We were told to read this book in August of 2017, and neither one of us did it. Right?
Really?
Yeah. That's when we first were told about it, and we were told to read it, and neither one of us did it. And at one of our last retreats with our coach, he, had asked us, he called us out on it, have you read this book? No, you got to read this book. Everything will make more sense when you read this book. And it's a different type of focus that you get after you read The One Thing. And then right after you read, like you were talking, tell them about how you felt this week when you walked in, because you just finished it this week, right? Or last week. It was recent.
I just finished it. Oh, I haven't even finished it yet. I've been going through it. But it blew me away. There was so many.
I'm an overachiever.
Hey, I was trying to get through the Bible. I didn't want to finish.
Listen to this. Really? Oh, my gosh.
And I'm telling you, it's like 80 some hours, right, of audio. So, and the one thing he talks about, put all your eggs in one basket and then focus on that basket, right?
Right, because you never know when one of them's going to hit. You never know when an egg is going to hatch. And so if you hone your skills in and have all your eggs kind of in the same basket, then you're just waiting on one of them to hatch, and you can take care and nurture that one at a time. Exactly.
And what is the bullseye? You got to have the one thing that can move the needle more than anything. There's a focusing question.
Hang on, don't do that yet, because we've got to go to break right quick. So you guys give me a call at 877-LARRY-GO, and we can get the investor's kit out to you. The digital kit can come to your email, or if you're close enough to the office to schedule an office tour, I can get that out to you as well. 877-LARRY-GO. Like we talked about, past shows can be found on bragradio.com. You can text the word brag. If you don't want to talk to me for some reason, text the word BRAG to 803-897-6063, and the kit will come to you that way as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Brag Radio. All about investing in real estate to be rich and generous. People, I love you calling to get your brag kits, but I can't take your calls while we're on the air. So just leave me a message and I will call you back and get the information I need to be sure to get this out to you.
There you go. Or call them back at a break. All right, so
I'm not calling back at a break.
So I want to wrap this up about creating a personal vision. I just want to share one more thing, and then I want to talk about the ways to market, some non-common ways to market for real estate deals, okay? But I want to talk about the focus question, right? The book, The One Thing, is all about what is the one thing that I can do right now that can move the needle further than anything, right? Mm-hmm. And every day you should ask yourself this focus question. The question is, what is the one thing I can do to make everything else easy or unnecessary? Mm-hmm. And you ask it over and over and over again, right? And ask it every day in the morning, right? And then line up your task based on that every day, right? Does that make sense?
And it's going to be hard. If you guys have a business like we have a business, or if you're trying to get into this and you've got a lot going on in life where you have another job and everything, but you're really wanting to do this, it is going to be hard. We get pulled. Larry walked in the office yesterday, and he was pulled in 5 different directions from the door to his desk. Just saying hey to people in the mornings and them starting to run stuff by him and everything. So it's going to be hard, but just be diligent and be focused. And one thing that the book, I don't know if you've gotten to that part yet, but one thing that the book talks about is how long it takes to create a habit. And the One Thing book says 66 days. Yeah. You got to that part?
Yeah, 66 days to form a habit on it. Most people think it's 17 to 21 days.
Yep.
That's not true according to studies, right? So you need to ask your question, you ask that question, the focusing question, but it needs to be quantifiable. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the one thing I can do to double my income in the next 12 months? You don't want to say to double my income, right?
You need to put a time frame on it, right?
It's got to be quantifiable. That's very, very important. And you can do that in every aspect of your life. What's the one thing I can do to build a better relationship with my spouse?
Over the next 30 days.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Takes a little bit of practice.
It does. It does. And like you said, you gotta get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 questions deep. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's awesome.
You guys can email me at info@bragradio.com if you need a little bit more direction on that.
Get the book.
We'll get the book, yeah, but we're more than I'm more than welcome to, or more than happy to welcome you guys to ask me any questions about that. It's a learning curve. I mean, we'll learn together. Like I said, Larry and I, I just read it, and we work with life coaches and things like that as well as business coaches. So whatever we can do to help you guys, we're here for you too.
We are coaches and mentors, but we also coach and mentor people. And I love Audible. We've talked about Audible here
We're
before.
Wait.
We're coaches.
We're coaches and mentors, but we also coach and mentor people.
But we also have coaches and mentors.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that not what I said?
No.
That's because I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next, I guess.
All the time.
But I love Audible. We always, and I listen at 2 times speed.
The two are inseparable. A business can't have unproductive people, yet magically still have an immensely profitable.
That's 2 times speed right there.
I listen at 1.75.
Yeah, I listen at 2 times. I even noticed I tried to slow it down to 1.5, and I couldn't. It's just too slow.
He's got to outdo me, Lynn. He's got to outdo me.
What?
1.75, he's got to be at 2. Anytime we travel, he's got to be on a higher floor of the hotel.
I said my number first.
Whatever.
Right? I can't help that you're slower. It does. I can't help that. All right, so let's talk about marketing.
Slow. I can't help you're slow.
You're slower. I can't help you're slower. More slow.
Uncommon ways to
At least
find
I didn't
real
use
estate.
your word, slown.
That is a word.
Down. It's your word.
It works.
It's a Candasism, right? I've slown down, right? All right,
process is really slowing down. It fits. Uncommon ways to find real estate deals.
All right. So let's talk, there's many different ways to find real estate deals, but really, guys, you've got to go after some of the off-market properties. It's very, very, very important. You got to go after the off-market properties. Now, we're buying stuff on HUD. We're buying stuff on the MLS. But if you really want to get some really good deals and be able to scale your business, you're going to have to do some marketing. Marketing is basically anything that makes a phone ring. You want to have people reaching out to you, right? Where you market and then they contact you. So when you're answering the phone, it's like, how can I help you? Right? Mm-hmm. Or if they opt into your website, you call them back. Hey, I noticed you inquired about selling your house. How can I help you? Right? So they're the first ones reaching out. Does that make sense? And I'm just going to go through a few of the common ones right now, but there's Craigslist, of course, right? You can run ads on Craigslist, and you can also search for ads on Craigslist of people that have properties for sale. You can search on eBay. You can put your own ads on eBay. The real estate section of eBay is about one of the only sections, I believe, that allows you to run an ad instead of an actual item for sale. Okay? There's bandit signs. Bandit signs are the signs that you see all over that say, I buy houses. Now, in certain areas, like in the city of Charlotte, you're not allowed to put them up. Right?
Or
Because
you
code
get a
enforcement,
call and they're not happy with you.
Code enforcement will make you take them down. Mm-hmm. Ask me how I know. Right? So don't put them up in the city of Charlotte. All right? You're better off putting them out in small towns, small communities, out in the county as opposed to in the city limits. Right? But our signs say Gabby buys houses, right? Or Larry buys houses or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of different things you can do. Those are some of the general ones, right? Putting out bandit signs, Craigslist ads. You can put ads on Facebook. But I want to talk about some of the things that we do that aren't that common that maybe you haven't heard of, right? First thing I want to talk about is door hangers, right? There's organizations out there, there's companies out there that you can pay them, and it's typically going to be probably around 25 cents per door hanger, but they will print it, right? Copy it, print it, and they'll send people out into neighborhoods, and you give them the zip code, whatever area you're wanting to market in, you give them the zip codes, and they'll go put them out for about 25 cents a piece.
Right, that's with printing and put them out and everything.
That's right. And you could do door hangers. You could do Post-it notes. They make these oversized Post-it notes that it looks like it's handwritten on that says, I'm interested in buying your house, and it looks like it's handwritten, right? That you just took a magical marker and wrote on it, right?
And it goes to every house in the city.
Every house in that zip code, right? So what you need to do this is very, very important. You need to pick zip codes that have single-family houses and not a lot of apartments or townhomes.
Very,
right?
very important.
Very important. And
can you exclude? You can't. I guess if you pick the zip code, you can't exclude the property type, right?
That is correct.
Okay,
That is correct.
But just the zip code.
But what you can select is the value. Like the zip codes that have the different value of properties, right?
Oh,
interesting. You wouldn't want to put a door hanger on like $500,000 houses, right?
Unless you're into luxury homes.
That's true. But it's much more difficult to buy those and make any money. There's a lot fewer people that have $500,000 to buy.
That's not our demographic. But if you were somebody that dealt with luxury homes, then there you go.
There you go. So there's door hangers, Post-it notes, and flyers. And they'll put them on the door for about 25 cents a piece. The Post-it notes are actually a little bit cheaper. Right?
Really? That surprises me. I don't know why that surprises me, but I would think that would be more.
I believe because the door hangers are double-sided and they're full color, and the Post-it note is one color ink, and that's it, right? Just a yellow Post-it note. And they're oversized. They're like 4x4 or something. And
just one-sided.
Right? Right. So... we got 1 minute left. So okay.
I thought he had a question at first.
It looked like he was raising his hand.
I was like, since when does he raise his hand to jump in?
That's funny.
So you had a random door hanging quote or something to throw in there.
That's funny. So there's a lot of companies. There's actually several companies in Charlotte that will do that.
Nice.
Right? But there's also national companies that will do it as well. So all you have to do is Google door hanging service, door hanger service, door-to-door delivery. Door-to-door is a good keyword to search. So wherever you live, you want to find a local company that will do that for you. And when we come back, I'm going to show you some other technologically technologically advanced ways to be able to market to find some properties.
You guys give me a call, 877-LARRY-GO. I can get the digital investors kit out to your email or schedule a tour for you to come by and pick it up. You can also text BRAG, B-R-A-G, to 803-897-6063, bragradio.com for everything else. We'll be right back. Welcome back
To Brag Radio. Hey.
And me and Coke.
Leading the world to be rich and generous.
One investor at a time.
That's right. That's right. We've got a lot more testimonials we need to hang up. That reminds me.
Corn needs to get on that because we decided not to put the TV up in that room again since you figured out the whole Apple TV thing on the projector screen.
Yeah,
stuff.
I love that. I love that.
So he can go ahead and do those other two walls.
That's good. That is good. So we're talking about marketing to find deals. There's a lot of common ways to do it. Some uncommon ways I wanted to share with you. The first one was door hangers, right? And the next one is door knocking as well. Some investors I know, they're literally just going out door to door and just knocking on doors, right? Knocking on doors.
Hey, we do have sound effects.
That's funny. I don't know if it could be heard or not, but that was Chad banging on the console.
The console.
The control center.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So
they do that. And I've thought about door knocking. I just am not sure how safe it is for me.
Well, listen.
Now I would take Matthew.
I used to. Well, I'm sure you would. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him. You know.
I would. I just have him sit in the car in case I need him. You know.
Yeah, really.
Like
somebody start giving you a hard time, he just roll up and buzz down the window. Excuse me.
We just
You
have a
talking to my
sign.
wife over
like
there?
I just look back or something like that, and then him hop out of the car
I know, right?
with a whole T-shirt on. Yeah.
Oh, the funniest story, guys. I got to tell this story. This is hilarious.
Oh, and wait, before you tell the story, I need to clarify. We're not talking about Hulk like WWE wrestling, that kind of Hulk. We're talking about the green Hulk from Marvel Comics.
That's
okay?
right. Matthew is huge.
Yes.
Right?
Don't email me thinking that he is like Hulk from wrestling.
Hulk Hogan.
He's
right?
not.
No.
He's like the green Hulk.
I know,
yeah.
right? He is huge.
It's hilarious.
So, the funniest story about Matt that I think is the funniest is you told me you guys were out at the mall one day and you were going to get in your car, and a guy in a pickup truck beside you, he took a bag of trash like McDonald's or something, and he threw it out on the floor, and Matt picks it up, walks up to the window, knocks on the window, and throws it back in the car and said, "You dropped this."
Yeah, he threw it in the bed of the truck, and I was like, dude, you dropped this. I just,
I know. The guy didn't say anything, did he?
They just drove away. They just drove away. That's him, though. Like, he's yeah.
How
you
dare
do the
you
right
litter.
thing.
Exactly.
Do the right thing, or Hulk comes out
Say, man, you dropped this.
and just tossed it in the back of
Threw it in the back of his
in
truck.
the bed and walked away and got in our car, and the guy just backed up and left, didn't say a word. I was like, dude, you were. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's hilarious, though. All right, so let's talk some more marketing.
Thought about that in a
okay?
long time.
I know it's funny though. So let's talk about some PPC marketing. Okay, that's pay
Do it. Go
per
ahead.
click. That's not pay per clip. Pay per click, right? Pay per click, where you run ads on either Google AdWords, or you can run ads on Facebook. Right? You can set up a Facebook ad account, and you can run ads, and you can create your own. They're very simple. You don't have to have graphics or anything. You just upload a picture, have your ad there. And you can also, the cool thing about Facebook ads, you can do what's called geo-target, right? You can do geo-targeting, where if you only want to work in like a 50-mile radius of X address, right?
Right.
Are you making fun of me? Yeah. My hand gestures, nobody can see.
I'm trying not to make fun of you, but then you call me out on it.
Anyway, so you can geo-target with zip codes or with areas, and you can also, if you have a list of, like, let's say you're doing direct mail, and a lot of people done direct mail. That's one of the big ways to get deals is doing direct mail. You can get probate list. Inherited probate. You can get code violation list. back taxes,
You're
pre-foreclosures,
You're
that stuff.
sidetracking.
I know, but I'm just saying,
All
if
right.
you get that list of people that might be potentials, you can actually upload that list to Facebook, even if it's a direct mail list. It doesn't have to be emails or anything.
Right.
Facebook can take the addresses of all those, right? And then it can look and see if there's an account associated with any of those addresses, right? And then it creates what's called a custom audience,
Right.
right? And then you can show your ad only to the people that were on that list. So here's what you do. You send out a direct mail piece, right, that says Larry buys houses or whatever. They get that piece in the mail, and then the next time they go on Facebook, boom, there's your ad hitting them right square in between the eyes, right?
Everywhere they go.
And they're like, wow, I never noticed this before. This guy's everywhere now, right? So pay-per-click advertising, it works really, really good. It also works really good in conjunction with, right, with doing direct mail as well, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of different lists. As I mentioned, another list you can get is what's called absentee owners, people who own a house, but they don't live in that house. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's direct mail. I'm a big fan of doing postcards instead of letters. There's a lot of people do what they call yellow letters. It's like a handwritten letter, but the first thing you got to do is get them to open up the envelope.
We've done postcards for everything, for direct mail, for our events. It's a better way all around for us, rather, to do business.
Now, one of the simplest ways I've seen for new investors to do direct mail, you thought I was going to say simplest, fastest, easiest, safest, secure way.
I so did.
I know.
I was
See?
waiting and you didn't, and I had to look over at you like, where's the rest of it?
One of the simplest ways I have seen to do direct mail, especially if you're brand new and you don't know anything about it, is this website. Get ready to write this down, okay? Go Big Printing. GoBigPrinting.com.
If you're driving, send me an email to info@bragradio.com, and I'll send that back out to you.
So at GoBigPrinting.com, they already have dozens and dozens and dozens of postcards that you can choose from. They have dozens of letters. They have the yellow letters, the handwritten letters, right? You can even order your mailing list right there on it, okay? And I got to tell you, those people are so awesome, right? You can go to their website, you set up an account, and right away Claudia is going to call you, okay? She's phenomenal. She'll walk you through it. She'll help you get started. She's really, really good, just very knowledgeable, very nice. She'll help you out with your postcards. She'll help you out with your list, whatever it is, and get started. And you can get started for as little as probably $500 with your first mailing, right?
Yeah, depending on the number of zip codes you're trying to hit.
Yeah. Now, you really should. If you're going to do direct mail, you need to do it consistently. Mail out the same list at least once a month, right?
For a while, yeah.
And you should start with at least 1,000 or 2,000 postcards,
Pieces.
right? Yeah, so which is going to run you somewhere between $500 and $1,000, right?
I would think.
So, and you want to work your way up to increasing your ad budget, right? So, Go Big Printing, it's really, really a good source. Another one where you can do pay-per-click advertising. If you don't want to have to learn Facebook, if you don't want to have to learn Google AdWords, just go to Dealbot, I believe it's .com, but it's Dealbot, right? And they will manage your pay-per-click advertising for you, whether it's Facebook or Google AdWords or even direct mail. They do that. Now, they're going to want a little bit higher of a budget, okay? They typically want to see about $2,500 a month in budget, right? Minimum. And maybe it's $2,000. I can't remember. But those are some of the things that you can use for done for you, where you don't even have to deal with it, okay? And if you want to learn marketing, or if you're good with marketing, that's okay. If you want to get your own list and mail out your own postcards, that's fine. But those are some of the things that you can do to generate some off-market leads and get you some deals, right, Kandas?
Yeah, I sure can.
Good feedback there, Kandas. So guys, if you want to learn more about all the different ways to market properties, all the different technologies, everything, get a copy of my book, Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading. It's all about buying and selling houses the same day using the internet. and they can get a free copy by calling you, right, Kandas?
Sure,
and they
sure.
get to talk to you on the phone, right?
Yeah, some people
Not
don't
that
want
that's
to.
a benefit, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
some people don't want to, and they text in to get the kit, which is fine. I'm not offended by that at all. Doesn't hurt my feelings very much, very often. Anyway, you can text BRAG to 803-897-6063 to get a copy of the Digital Investors Kit. You can call me at 877-LARRY-GO, 877-LARRY-GO, and I can get the digital kit out to you or schedule an office tour for you to come by, meet everybody, and pick up the physical kit. Past shows are on bragradio.com, and as always, you can email me at info@bragradio.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got Cecilia on today to highlight her. She's been doing some great things, and I thought it was about time.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
Hey.
There she is.
We are so glad that you can join us today on our Being Rich and Generous portion of the show. And those of you who do not know, we met her out in Phoenix, Arizona, actually in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, you met her
Correct.
before I did.
Yeah.
Tucson.
Yep.
Yep.
And then and that was not too long ago. And then you came to a 3-day event that we had in Phoenix, Arizona.
That was in December.
And
Correct.
right away, you started doing deals. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, about, meeting us and that sort of thing. And then we'll talk about the generous portion.
So, well, just to give you a short background, we've been doing this for 10, 15 years now. And we've done all kinds of deals. We're landlords, and we have our rentals. We've been doing flips, and then the market, goes up and down. So we've done manufactured homes on land as flips. So when I met you at the Tucson ASRIA meeting, I went, whoa, I listened to what you had to say, and you said, well, wait a minute, buy them, then do seller finance and hold the note, sell the note. And I went, wow, I never thought of doing that. So all these real estate meetings and seminars and stuff like you're doing is so good for people like an experienced investor like ourselves, because I learned something new. I heard what you said. I left that meeting on a Tuesday night, went home, got on the dang computer, and started looking for a deal.
That's awesome.
Is that a brand name? The dang computer? That's not a Mac, though, is it?
No, it's not. But the thing was, I said, let me see if I can find something. And I'm a 66-year-old Nana. So
Proud Nana.
I'm not a young one. I'm an old woman. And I went home, and I just went, let me see if I can find something. And sure enough, I found one. And I go, this is because I listened to what you said. I wrote down your criteria, and I went, oh, there's one. It was like I was fishing and caught one on the line.
You were fired up, weren't you?
I was. So I called my agent, and by the time I had gotten to the 3-day, I kind of, it went on, and with these HUDs, it goes on, then somebody puts a bid in sometimes, and it goes away. And I was in a panic. I went, oh, it went away. It went away. I kept watching it every day, morning and night. And one day I woke up, got on the computer, and there it was. And I called the agent, and I said, get that house for me. It was beautiful. Larry, it's a 2-acre horse property.
Whoa.
A 2,000 square foot house.
Nice.
That was built in, well, HUD said it was 2009. Zillow's saying it was 2010. We don't care.
Close enough.
I checked the addendums and the property. I didn't even know they had that until your 3-day.
So what are you buying it for? Celia, what are you buying the property for? What did you buy the property for?
Boy, it's closed.
How much did you pay for it?
$46,700.
Awesome.
What are you selling it for, or have you already sold it?
No, I'm selling it for $133,000. Hello.
And
I
how
love
many
her.
tens of thousands of dollars did you have to put into repairs?
Oh, a whole lot of carpet and flooring. That was it. We did throw a coat of paint on it just to freshen it up. But that house, even the people that came in to take pictures of it went, wow, this house is gorgeous. So
Wow.
we put maybe less than $5,000 in it.
Okay, so you're going to have 55-ish in it, something like that, maybe.
Yes.
Somewhere
Yes.
around there, and you got it on the market now for $130,000.
$133,000, and Zillow, which we can take with a grain of salt, has it as $163,000. So anybody looking at it's going, oh wow,
They're getting a deal.
That's great.
That's
it's
awesome.
a deal. And to tell you the truth, you got us so hooked on this way that we're selling some of our rentals. And we're buying as many of those HUD houses as we
That
can
is
just
awesome.
for cash flow with seller financing and call it a day. We're done.
I love it. I love it. So, Celia, with everything that you've got going on, how are you guys being generous? What are you doing with that?
Oh, well, the funny thing is we've always done that. That's something that we did
That's
from
good.
day one. The first day we made a flip. Before, as soon as that money went into the account, we have several different charities. St. Jude is a big one, St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Okay.
That's a big one for us. My grandsons, Noah and Caleb, I know you got your Noah. Noah and Caleb are 8 and 10 right now, and a few years ago, they didn't have computers in their school. And I went, you don't have computers in the school? So the principal, Mr. A, that we called him Mr. A, he said, yeah, he said, we don't have them. I said, well, Mr. A, tell me, what's your wish list? He said, my wish list would be for 24 computers so that we could have the computer class and have all the children have a computer class. So they didn't need 24 computers for each class. They just had 24 computers for all the children, and they would have a class of computers.
That's awesome.
So I said, well, I'm not really a good computer person. Tell me what you need. And they were these little computer Google Chrome things.
Right. Chromebooks.
Yep, that was it.
Yep.
Got on there, ordered them, and I walked in one day and I said, Mr. A, what address you want me to give you? You're getting 24 computers. The tears in his eye, he couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
I said, well, there were tears in the principal's eyes. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm getting, you said you needed 24 computers. I'm getting you 24 computers.
That is
I said,
awesome.
they're supposed to come on Tuesday, but I didn't have an address. You want them delivered to the school? He said, that would be awesome. So now all those children, because it's 400 kids in the school, 400 children now will have a computer class because we're blessed. Our kids have computers in their homes because their parents use them for work.
That's
but
great.
not everybody has that.
And that's what real estate has done for you. That is awesome.
Well, and here's one quick thing. It's not always cash. It's not always money. We have a tenant who's been a Section 8 tenant with us in the same property for 7 years. That woman pays on time every month, and if every landlord had a tenant like her, we'd never be complaining.
What are you doing with her?
Oh, so...
We got about 30 seconds.
She works. So with her job, she doesn't make enough to actually support her family. So Section 8 has knocked her down to a 2-bedroom because a couple of the kids got older. And I said, Liz Elena, why don't you just buy the house?
So you're helping her become a homeowner.
Oh, well, I don't know.
That's great.
I sent her to our mortgage person because people don't know how to fix their credit.
Real quick.
Her credit is being fixed. It's not that bad.
Good. So you're helping her become a homeowner. Celia, thank you so much for sharing that. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for being on and for the blessing that you are to so many other people.
Tune in again next Saturday for Brag Radio as best-selling real estate investing author Larry Goins and co-host Kandas teach you the latest techniques the pros use to make money in real estate. If you'd like more information about what Larry and Kandas talked about on today's show, would like a free investor's kit, or to schedule a tour of the office, call 877-LARRY-GO. That's 877-527-7946. You can also text the word BRAG to 803-897-6063. It's Brag Radio. Be rich and generous on News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT.